Hi guys, today is February 2nd, 2017. I wanted to come to you about the rapture and the eerie parallels that are between what is real and what is not real. So that's our misconception versus reality. The way it was perceived or misconceived versus being in the real, the truth of the matter. So, the Lord has me looking back at some of my previous dreams, and one of them was a rapture video. And I thought I would clear up some of the misconceptions because I believed that at that time that the rapture would come and that we all float up into the sky and Christ appears through the clouds and we disappear to the world and our clothes are left behind and we fly up into the sky and we sit on a cloud and in heaven and we feast at a banquet table and we go to this place and judgment and doom is falling on these people that are left behind. I want to clear up all those misconceptions because they are half-truths. They are like that, but they were conceived not real. So, here it goes. So, when I talk about being lightened, you feel like you're weightless and you float up. I actually had a dream one time where in the dream, Christ appeared and I felt weightless in the dream. I'll never forget it. I was laying in bed when I woke up and I actually felt as though I was floating up. This thought manifested in a physical way. So the reality of that situation is, what is real, what I know now to be true is it was speaking to enlightening. So letting go of any religious bindings and contracts and what we deemed in our minds to be true, what we believed upon, which is where our contract is actually should be through, is what we believe in, what we believe upon. And if we believe that's true, we're taking that as we're believing in it. So that's our treasure, is what you believe in. And if you believe in the truth, then that's what you become. So when you let go of anything that stands between you and God, any contracts or bindings or partial truths, when you give that over to God and He shows you what is really real, what's really true, that's lifting the veil. And so no longer is anything separated you and God. It's now face to face. So that brings me to another thing, is through the clouds He appears. When really that's just another way of saying is through the veil. So through our cloudy vision, He makes clear the truth is what He does. To put off all expectations of what we thought it was and grasp what it really is the key here. Okay, so also with this idea that we disappear to the world and we leave it behind, in a way that's true because we can't be seen to those who don't know the truth. This is the part that saddens me the most. That Jesus is truth, and they don't understand because they can't see. And so it's like you're speaking to a foreign language to these people. They don't understand, but they don't understand because they don't believe, and they don't believe because they just don't. They haven't been called. Christ hasn't appeared in them. So that brings me to the next point, which is it happens in a blink. In the blink of an eye, it happens. In the twinkling of an eye. And Christ does appear to us like that. In the blink of an eye is as fast as an idea. So as fast as the idea dawns on us, oh my word, I got it. Then that sets your mind thinking and all the gears start working together. And it's, oh my word, you're right. And this is, have you ever had an aha moment That's what I'm talking about. Which brings me to the next thing. We fly up in the sky and we sit on a cloud in heaven with Christ. He does take us away from what we thought was true, but really was just half truth, and shows us what is real truth. And we're veiled to people who can't see with their mind's eye. So they can't see it spiritually. So we are, in a sense, veiled from them until they can understand, and they won't understand until Christ appears to them. So we can keep speaking and we can keep talking, and maybe one of these times the communication will get through to them and they will understand, oh my gosh, you're right. Why am I looking for a third temple when Christ is residing in me? So why am I looking for it in a physical way? Until we can let go of that principle, and then we realize Christ lives inside of you, and that is the temple he is referring to. But you don't believe that until he appears in you. This is another misconceived idea, is it happens to all of us at once. The rapture is supposed to happen to every single person. All of a sudden, we all get lifted up and we're gone in a blink of an eye. And that is not true, because we didn't become Christians all at once. And we won't all see as a group at once. When Christ appears in you, he brings to light everything you believed was truth, even though it might not have been half-truth. The dead rise first. Judgment begins with the house of God. These are all things that the Bible states. So if the dead rise first, what about the ones that are living? They don't rise, because it clearly says the dead rise first. First means there must be a second. Judgment begins with the house of God. Well, what about the ones that are not in the house of God? There's two groups here. Versus the scripture that says, every eye will see. Every eye does see. It's inside of me. Every eye within my body. Christ appeared to everything I believed was true. He appeared. He said, here's the light. You believed in some things that were not true. You were looking for a third temple in another part of the world when it's inside of you. The kingdom is within. Why are you looking here and there? Also, this idea that we sit at a banquet table and feast with the Lord at the wedding supper of the Lamb. That happens when Christ appears to you, because what we take in is spiritual food. When we believe the truth, we're believing it, and in believing, we're consuming. And when you consume, you're taking it into your body. Remember when he talks about spiritual food? We take it into our body. Well, how do you take it into your body? By believing in it. By believing in it. So that's how we sit at the banquet table with the Lord. It isn't someplace we physically go. We physically go there when the Lord appears to us, and we're talking to him. And just right now, like the Lord is in me and is speaking to you now. You have the Lord inside of you that speaks to you. I'm not the only one. Everybody has the Lord inside them that believes the truth. Also, this idea in the rapture where we go to a place prepared for us as judgment and doom fall on those who don't believe. Remember, when they didn't believe, all the rapture goes up and the ones that didn't believe stay back. Well, that's kind of true, because we go with the Lord as he speaks new truth. We trade our half-truth for full truth, while those who didn't believe the truth at all are still back, in their, they're judging themselves, judging other people, which in a sense is judging them. And they're trying to live up to expectations, which is not what the Lord does at all. He wants us to just live and love each other. So in this way, those who don't believe in the full truth are bringing judgment on themselves. And they convict themselves for believing a lie. Because they are believing the lie, that is what they become, is the lie. The judgment falls on them. By judging each other, they're judging themselves. So we are in a way with the Lord, and we're trying to bring them with us, but they don't understand because they love to believe the lie. They love the darkness more than the light. The idea that our clothes, when raptured, our clothes are left behind, and our clothes before were our works. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about here. When you're in religion, you think that, if you do these things, then you can get something else. You'll maybe get better standing with the Lord, or you'll get, you'll have a better relationship with the Lord if you do these things, or that's not the way it works. God's love is unconditional, period. His love is unconditional. He loves you as much as he loves the person right next to you. He loves us all, period. There is no other. He loves us. And there is no favoritism with God. He loves us all equally. We're all very different, but God loves us all equally. So this idea that our clothes are our works when we're in religion, deeds get us into the heavenly kingdom. And then we discover when Christ appears that those are just filthy rags to the Lord. That I believe it says somewhere in the Word that our clothes, our works are like filthy rags unto the Lord. It is. It's true. Because nothing we do can ever get us closer to God. And that thought is just, it's so human. It's not spiritual at all. So when he appears to us, he clothes us in righteousness because we believe the full truth. And also that full truth, it's housed within our house, which is our body, and it's our temple. And our temple is working of our mind. So those are the deeds. Working of our mind. What did you believe in? What did you believe in? What you believe in after he appears to you is not made of human hands. You cannot perceive what God's truth is until he appears to you. And then you're like, oh my gosh, no human mind can conceive. We have to see with our spiritual mind in order to see or conceive. You have to see with your spiritual mind. So the word rapture means to seize or to carry off. He seizes us when he first appears, and he carries us spiritually off as we believe in the truth. And he declares like an aha moment. It's like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden the light bulb comes on. That's the seizing, and you believe it, and that's carrying you off. Your gears start turning in your mind. That's the carrying off. The light bulb comes on and the gears start turning. That's the whole gist of it. The time he first appears is secret because we didn't know. We also, who were in religion, were in the confinement of religion. We couldn't see outside. We couldn't see beyond the grave. We were in the grave and we lived in the grave. Darkness was we were in religion, which is confining, and we had not been raised. But now that we are raised, we see a whole new world. It's a new light. After a period of learning at the Lord's feet or journeying through the mind's eye with Jesus, we are able to return and appear to others when we speak the truth. We are able to heal them if God allows them to see. If they have faith, because of your faith you are healed, he says. And if you doubt, that's the same as turning back. So remember when he said, don't leave Jerusalem. Do not turn back. Go to your upper room and don't come down out of your house. That's exactly the same thing. The kingdom of truth within us will never be destroyed. No one can desecrate it. And he says, don't turn back, which means don't doubt it, because what he says is true. So don't keep looking for an outside third temple. The kingdom is within. So why are you looking outside? Because you don't believe the truth, which is the kingdom is within. I hope these words brighten something, or he appears to you in a new way today. And just want to say thanks for watching. You can leave your comments below, and I wish you well today.